So, okay, welcome to the seminar under the title Social Media Evangelism. I'm going to talk generally about social media a little bit and then share with you the model that we at the division, in Transeuropean Division, developed, known as a Live Connect. And I'll share with you what we are doing and how successful it is, and actually presenting to you even the television aspect of internet, known as the LCTV, which you can watch anytime in English. It's a 24/7 program, but also we have other languages, usually over the weekends. See through this clip that is not easy to change. It's not easy to change. But let's see it one more.
Emma. Huh? Emma. 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 Emma?
So some of the things we don't need to change, but if we want to be updated, living in a digital age, we need to be able to accommodate new ways of communication to be more successful in reaching people. And social media, whether we like it or not, is there. And we are talking about not millions, billions of people. As you know, on Facebook, 1.23 billion people are members there. It was even action against Facebook, but it's going to fly. There is not going to stop. There are positive sides of social media. There is a negative. There is a positive side of eating food. There is a negative side. You see, they're alive. You can use the instruments in good way, in a bad way. You can use knife for the good things, for the bad things. So don't argue, this is bad, and keep off. Usually Christians were always against something new. When the new pipe organ came from London to New York on the big boat, Christians came together saying that pipe organ, you know the organ, is evil instrument. And they destroyed as evil instrument. Now pipe organ is the sacral instrument in every church. You cannot get rid of the organ. So the point is that Christians usually are against everything what is new. When the post system was introduced, that you can write the letter and the postman will take to another place, to your place, to the system, with the mark, the post stamp. Christians also had a demonstration against the post system, saying that writing the letter is going to destroy relationship between people. So they said, this is evil. Post system now is almost all over. Nobody's using,
What about the epistles in the Bible? When
Yeah.
Paul is writing a letter to Timothy, for example.
Yeah. But okay, they didn't, usually we are against new stuff, forgetting some of the stuff. And, they would tell you this was just one on the letter, and not all the time. People are not going to visit each other. People against social media saying, you're not socializing, you're just shopping. Yeah, it's true, there are negative sides, it's dangerous. It could be dangerous. But also there are lots of positive stuff, Digital age means that just a moment ago, when you were coming, I was in touch with a few people. I have a cyber team. I have a team of 10 people producing this, and they work from home, so I don't have a headquarter. And I was in touch, they still work this morning, quickly, and I'm starting seminar in Germany, and they are in different countries. That's the beauty of digital age. But it could be also negative if you use in a bad way. So it's like a food. I always say, Solomon says that even too much honey is not good. So people who don't know how to stop eating, they have obesity problem, and that means damaging their health. So everything can be abused. So we are talking from the positive side, how to use it for evangelism, for the positive reason. And that's very important. Let me give you a little bit of the history about communication. At the beginning was a darkness. Remember that. And God introduced a communication system, and He told people, you tell next generation. So each generation was responsible to tell their children, and on and on. Verbal communication. But of course, especially after the flood, when people started to live shorter and forgetting, easily, then the verbal communication was not anymore safe, because people will forget the most important thing. And then if especially to spread the gospel and the Bible, after the medieval time of darkness and no knowledge, God has given the print as a way of communication. And the Bible was the first book and proper book printed, Gutenberg, here in Germany, because God invented, not Germans, not people, but God has given us printing system, printing way of spreading positive things, good news. And then the book was a big thing, at the beginning very expensive, but that Advent movement was very much based on the printed media. That was a big thing, leaflets and everything. That's the reason Ellen White says that we should have leaflets and magazines and printed stuff like leaves in the autumn. But if she would live today, she would say you should have not even DVDs. The DVDs are dead now. You should have lots of apps and all these downlinks, and social media. She would say that, because that's the latest communication system. After printing came radio on the scene. And I remember when radio became for Adventists very important in the 70s in Europe, different languages. It was on shortwave. And I was part of, because I can sing, and then they recorded me singing, and different languages, shortwave. Who is using shortwave today? Nobody. Still maybe in Africa because of the situations. In Europe, it's a FM local. It has to be community, not even national. Who is listening national radio? But local radio of the town for the local reason. And mostly radio today is for entertainment, music just playing, and a little bit of information. Before it was a big thing about talk, and BBC had a different, channels for covering whole Europe, covering whole world, BBC World News, I know. You don't go there to debate on radio. Only local FM. So radio lost that plot as well. And then television came on the scene. And television was wow. And And then we, as a church, we came on television, and locally first in America, and then more and more. Now we have a Hope channel, and we use satellite. And if you remember net programs, net 96, 98, whoa, that was some. Who is using now satellite? Some foreigners, you know, who wants to watch their program, but it's not anymore this. Today is the IPTV. Do you know what is IPTV? Not even terrestrial television. That means regular television. No, move to totally different way of delivery system. But by the way, do you know that people are not watching television program anymore? 58% of Europeans are even not watching news. Where do you go to see the things and watch? Internet, catastrophe, everything is there. Actually, you know, here, not even computer, it's too big. This is the ruler of our life. You understand that? When you land with a plane, as soon as we can switch on, everybody's like you know, disaster, and we need to inform the world. and you see people are walking and talking, you know, and with these headsets and all the time. Even you are now listening music and listening to me. Yeah?
Or the translation.
So the world is hooked to this. This device is so good. A little bit advertisement. This iPhone 6 is the best. Camera is so good, and you can do recording and clear pictures, quality top. And when I bought it, it's too big because I cannot go up to there. But they were clever. You just touch here and it goes down. It comes to you. If you want to go to church, you have to go. Church is not coming.
Do you get money for this advertising?
No. You know, I'm Mac for, I don't know, from the beginning. And they asked me at the beginning, now they learn. It was unusual. What Apple, you know? What is the difference between PC and Mac? That was a question when I was doing seminars.
Funny.
No, I said this. Both PC and Mac are Christians, except that PC keeps Sunday and Mac keeps Sabbath. So there is a little bit of more truth, you know. It's a culture. It's beautiful, but I agree these days PC manage lots of stuff.
Il Mac di sabato non si accende.
The Mac on Saturday, the Mac is not working, or
No, this is, I compare with this, like all of us are Christians, but Adventists are better because they keep Sabbath. I was giving a little bit more like a credit to Mark. Okay. So television, but television is outdated. I have a big screen at home. I'm not watching television. You know, when I'm watching, if it's a big event, Olympic Games, a big sports, you know, just to see. I like tennis, so if it's something big, you know, let me watch tennis. But I have a streamhunter.eu, and I can watch any sport. You know this. I don't need high quality, HD. So in other words, you don't need television as such. So we came to the internet situation. What's happened with the internet? The internet brought different ways. You have static information, websites, static information. You have a commercial reason for websites. So eBay, selling, buying. And the third aspect is socializing. And that's the reason we got today 600 social media, different social medias, 600, including Live Connect, which is the Adventist version, and you will see more. And of course, as you know, Facebook is the top, the largest. But Twitter is becoming big, and I think there is a competition, not anymore number, but really who is very popular and moving around, and the audience. So let me give you a little bit of history about the internet, and probably you're familiar. The internet as a concept, started in the military building known as a Pentagon. You know where is Pentagon? Mm-hmm. And Pentagon, as you know, Americans are always afraid about Russians, always spying each other. And always, even they say we are friends, they hug each other, but they don't believe it. So that's the two powers fighting all the time. So Americans they were afraid in 50s because Russia became Soviet Union at that time, very strong. They were the first going to the space. They were the first in many ways. So military, from a military point of view, very strong. So Americans said, wow, we need to do something. In order to discover what they are planning, they started to develop internet concept, digital way of spying them. Just for your information, and I'm proud to say that's my countryman, Nikola Tesla, you heard about this, Tesla. He actually put the formula for wireless connection because he was in the electricity, not Edison. He really invented this stuff, but Edison had the money to put on the market. And Tesla was keen on having a wireless distribution of electricity. That was his concept. He wanted to send electricity from here, production place, to all the homes, no wires. That was his concept. You know probably that. He actually wanted that when it's a storm and lightning, he wanted to take that power and store in the big battery. So that was his idea, and he put the formula. But it was dead until Pentagon took that formula and developed wireless connection in order to spy Russia, military purpose. But as you know, always secret is not secret, you know. Always there is a Assange who will tell the story. So someone leaked information and came to the students of the University of Electronics, and they made it public domain and usage for the reason of sending information, pictures, you know, like Mark in Facebook. That was the reason, family sharing the pictures. That's all. So internet was just used at the beginning for connecting friends, and became the public domain. And of course, internet brought the necessity that English is the main language. And you see here in this audience, when majority are non-English, and actually I believe we have only maybe 3 or 4 people who are English, if I'm correct. And
I would say none. They're British.
Not clear, but okay, Jeremy's here.
Oh yeah,
Jeremy, I don't know, let's say 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Huh? Ty Gibson, yes. Okay, some from the States. 3 or 4. But what language we use? And you know, Germans are strong for their language, you know, but they gave up also. So
they translate everything.
but just for the reason for other languages, to have a time, you know. That's the reason. That's the main reason, I know. This is what we do when it's a big event, to help, you know. But you see, when they read, they sing, they sing, you know. What I'm trying to say, English became the world language. It's not the largest by usage. Still is, you know, which is the largest?
It's
Huh?
the third.
The
It's
third.
First is Chinese, then Spanish, and then
Yes, you're right. So Mandarin and then Spanish and then, of course, but okay. But English is a common language, definitely. If you want to connect in any country, you start talking English. Except if you go to China, it's difficult. You've been there. It's so difficult. I mean, not even in hotel. I wanted just to clarify, just simple sentence. Very difficult. Anyway, so English. This is what is reminding me. You know, the last prophet Malachi and the gospel, between this last prophet Malachi in Old Testament and New Testament, it was a quiet time of 400 years. Nothing is written in the Bible. 400 years quietness. But not really. History says that during these 400 years, the Roman emperors were building the roads. The Roman roads in order to connect their territory, the kingdom. Not for the reason of tourism, so people can travel and have a good time and holidays. Not for the reason to sell and buy, no. For the reason to have a military control. So people were not traveling that time. You sell and buy everything in your village, in your town. You don't go anywhere. And the rulers didn't want people to gather and come together, making the rebellious action. So the only purpose was that all the roads were going to Rome, or from Rome to every part of the kingdom, in order to to have access, the soldiers will have easy access to conquer and stop any opposition. And Roman Empire, we should say they probably spoke Latin, yes, but you know what language was common? What language was that Jesus spoke as well as a common language? Greek. Greek was common language. So the Roman roads were not really used only in a military purpose. Do you know who used these roads at the beginning of a Christian church? Disciples, especially Paul, missionary journeys, you know that. They were using the roads. It will take me lots of time, but you know, to travel by boat, you can use boat maybe 6-7 months in a year, and then weather change, and then it was stormy. And you know the story from the Bible. Paul had the problems to go on donkeys and up and down on the mountains. Slow. For a year you have to go through Minor Asia. But the Roman roads were good at that time, so you have a faster traveling. So roads were used by the missionaries, also the disciples and first Christians at that time, to spread the gospel. And the common language was Greek. Now back to the internet story. We have a digital roads. The purpose was military, like in the Roman time. But who is using now? We have to use disciples, yes. Don't think that Silicon Valley invented and developed websites in this, even though we know who developed, we know the people. But we should know, that's for me, I believe. I believe that God has given internet for us, but we are running away instead of using it. Digital roads. And what is the common language? English. So we can easily connect. I remember growing up and it was always a story. What is going to be, how the gospel will reach people in China, communist China. How the gospel will reach Eastern Soviet bloc, communism. Don't worry about that. God has a means. Easily. Now China is blooming about Christianity. You know that Christian church, the largest Christian church, meaning all Christians together, is going to be in 2020 in China. Because of the numbers, you know. Because it's growing. In our church, I was there and it's fantastic to see. And the internet, the usage of internet is just enormous. When I was in Korea 7-8 years ago, I had a speed on internet already, or maybe 5-6 years ago, 100 megabytes. Now they have 1 gigabyte. We struggle here for having a 20 if possible. 10, less even. So you see how Asia, which is the Hinduism, Buddhism, Confucianism, no Christianity, and God gave our internet so we can go straight without any borders. Hallelujah. You understand how beautiful is the power of communication today. So the question is how we can use it. Ellen White says that new methods must be introduced. God's people must awake to the necessities of the time in which they are living. New methods. But you know, Christians are usually, including Adventists, very afraid about new methods. So the question is how to create a tribe of loyal disciples using social media. On this picture you see, instead of phone we have a Skype, you see? Instead of pictures we have a YouTube. Instead of notes to remind us we have a Pinterest. And instead of this, for business cards, we have a LinkedIn. Instead of globe geography, we have a Foursquare. Instead of pictures, we have Instagram. Instead of notes, yellow stickers, we have a Twitter, Facebook, you know, to remind us, and so forth. So everything is replaced with the digital format of social media today. So what is social media as a definition? Participatory online media where news, photos, videos and podcasts are made public, typically accompanied with a voting process to signal items considered popular. So social media is basically you are posting something with the possibilities of having a like, dislike, comments. You're view. That's the social media. That's the way how, instead of seeing each other, we talk. Digital. So thankful, I'm so thankful for Facebook, says this gentleman. Otherwise, I would have to call 563 people every morning to let them know that I just ate breakfast. But now with one click, all my friends know about this. So how many friends you got on Facebook? Okay, enough. Okay, who is not on Facebook?
Good job.
Really? You are on Twitter. Okay. I can see there is a shift from Facebook to new medias, and that is going to be all the time, because different profiles, different focuses. But anyway, Facebook still is a big one. And who got 1,000 friends? Oh, who got 2,000? You. This is big number, but mostly people about 500, yeah? Most of the people. So I would say average 500. And we are here, how many of us? 40, 50, I don't know. And times 500, that means 25,000 connections. Am I saying correctly? We have a big network. Okay, you will say we have some overlap, same people, but if you cut 50% down because of overlap, still we have a big number of contacts. In the old time, it was a door-to-door, literature, selling books, door-to-door. It's hard. I was doing as a student as well. Hard to connect one by one. Now, June, easy. So these are the different types of social medias today. You have a Twitter, and I'm going to explain through the story of eating donuts. You know donuts? How do you say donuts in your language? Huh? Sounds... Sorry, I can't... Go Washa. What is the language?
Romanian.
Ah, Pacedon. You, what is it? Italian? Giambella. Sounds so delicious. Ah, ciambella. Okay, eating ciambella sounds so rich. Italian language is you just rich. So Twitter saying, I'm eating a donut. Twitter follows, what you're doing all the time. Facebook says, I like donuts. Facebook is more liking, disliking, and appreciation. Foursquare is a geography. This is where I eat donuts. Instagram, here's a vintage photo of my donut. YouTube, here I'm eating a donut. Showing yourself, making your star. LinkedIn, my skills include donut eating. Pinterest, here's a donut recipe. Last FM, now listening to donuts. And G+, Google, I'm Google employee who eats donuts. But I have a Live Connect. Live Connect is exploring donuts together. Okay. Online today are about 40% of the whole global population, and it's growing all the time. Maybe even I'm outdated right now. I searched this in September, October. 2.8 billion people. It's a huge, massive. I'm talking about online, not social media. Online, altogether. And Facebook is the top one. We don't need to go into the details about figures because they are changing all the time, but we are talking about big numbers. And as you know, Twitter is really growing as a major, fast social media model. In order to use social media, you have to think differently and think possibilities. You cannot be old-fashioned person and say, let me use Twitter. What was that? Or Facebook. You have to be very much, not by age. Age is not limit. You can be 80-year-old, 100 years old. But if you have that mind, you enjoy. And I met some old people. Fantastic. They are really witnessing through internet. And I met some young people, and they don't have a clue what is happening. It's an attitude, not the age. Okay, so we have to think differently and think this as a possibility. I'm the person by the nature very positive. I see, I'm not so blind, I see the challenges, I see bad stuff, I see evil. But I don't want to ponder too long on that. I recognize, identify, and move on. As we heard this morning from Mickey, suffering is around us. But suffering can be joy if you see differently. Joy in the sense not everything's fine, but accepting the reality in different way. You can use these clips and share through Facebook. Connect. Because everything is on tedmedia.org, so everything is there. You link and you share with others. Okay? So now, this was my introduction about social media generally. I can talk more positive, negative, all these aspects, psychology, all of these social aspects, lots of figure statistics I have, but that's too long. Now I'm going to share with you model. About 6 years ago, the church asked me to develop social media, but kind of Adventist version, so that we can use it for different purposes. And I developed Live Connect. I met students. I was teaching, my specialty is postmodernism, and I used that class and said, okay, let's find a name. I suggested I like life because I have life development and all this life something. And then life what, and different words, and then became Live Connect because social media is connecting people. And the English word, double connect, has a double N, and this became our logo, connecting two persons. And the slogan is exploring life together. We don't say sharing the Jesus Christ because people will not come, very few, or only us. But we say exploring life together. So Live Connect is an online community. This is online community where people can feel at home. So in other words, it's very safe because there are some bad stuff. So people can feel safe. And the third purpose is exploring life together. We have a strategy. It is not seen there, but those who are running this, we have a strategy. And strategy is first to connect. Then when we connect, for example, you like my clip and all of you share with others. So that's connecting and then sharing posts. And then we develop talk, dialogue. And then we like to meet online, offline. We have a chat and we have a possibilities. I'll tell you in a moment. And then, of course, at the end, we invite them to come to church. And we already baptized people. 100% they came to this church. Never been in before, totally first time. They learn even about Bible through internet, and then they came to church. And now one of my leader in one country is Life Connect leader is really came through Life Connect, baptized and now leader. It's just so big joy, you know. I believe even just for that person that we started this, it's enough. Because she, Angela, became Adventist because of Life Connect. Just for information, Muslim family background. And now she's the leader of the Life Connect in that country. And this is 2014, last year statistics. We had a 2.6 million visits. This is unique. Traffic is bigger. And we have a Life Connect on Facebook as well. And this is the number of people that we have a contact. This is like a cyber church membership. This number is our members. We can always write back to them and say, hello, we have a program over the weekend, 178,000. We have lots of bigger traffic, but we don't know who comes and goes. We know background, countries, what kind of device they use, but no touch with them. We have countries, as you can see, basically 183 countries. People seen Live Connect and been there, maybe few from each country, but at least we can say that is covered worldwide. We have languages, 19, probably about up to 13, 12, 13 are very active, and then some of them a little bit, and maybe one or two, because of the challenges to find a person who will help, is almost dead. There is something, but not much activities. So I would say about 13 very well doing out of 19. We have a web pastors or Live Connect community developers, 23 in these 19 countries. People who are in charge, either they work full-time or half-time doing this. And of course we have lots of volunteers. We call them digital missionaries, 315. And if someone is inspired and wants to work on this, talk to me afterwards. In some way, to be volunteer, to help. Not full-time job, but just helping that we can grow even faster. And maybe in your language. And then you see statistics. We started 2011, English, 1st of June. But that year was really kind of positioning ourselves. 2012, 800,000 people. 2013, 2 million people. 2014, 2.6. And then Bible studies 350 and baptisms over 35. It's not 35,000 people. We don't care about numbers. We care about influence, you know. How many people came to learn and see something. This is the homepage of Live Connect. And the page, this social media web page, has 4 aspects. And one is talking about me, everything about me. There are 9 subcategories. Then about spirituality, about relationship, and about the world. Money, job, everything. There are 36 segments, 36 different areas, different subjects. You can go there and see. You don't need to register in order to see and read. But if you want to post, then you have to register. Because we need to have a little bit control, you know, who is doing this. So it's very open, but if you want to have a post and if you want to develop friendship group like a Facebook, then you have to register. And then you can chat, you can do all the functions. All the functions of Facebook, YouTube are there. Live Connect is a little bit more bigger in a number of functions than the others. We put a little bit combination, synergy. And then this is the menu. When you click here topics, it scrolls down and then you can choose. Advertisements, connections. So connect, share, talk, meet, invite. We advertise, of course, through Facebook, and I think Facebook helped us to become popular. If you type even right now, live and connect as a separate words, not together, you will see we pop up as a first. So we managed to be number one. The value, the commercial value, last year was at $100,000 domain name, really, liveconnect.info. Maybe now it's even more or less. It goes up and down, depending on the traffic. So they value us as a kind of not big, but good one, good website. So Google is now doing also helping us to be on the top. Okay, so it's just traffic, as you know, the business. And we advertise through Facebook and different internet means, but also we ask church members to help us, connecting us with their friends, but also young people, and that's good for you. They go outside different festivities in the city, and they go out and we have all this stuff, for promotion, and they get people. Big festivals, concerts, and we have our stands and everything, and people come. This is big Exit Festival. It's a big rock concert, huge. Whole Europe goes every June, July, I think, there. And then they give a melon for cigarette. They have some actions. It's not just saying, please register for social media, and then people will know. But here's a watermelon, slice of watermelon. It's a hot summer, to replace with a cigarette. And then they talk, and they say, Live Connect. So after these events, we always have a bigger people, coming to us. So since we have a different languages, so everybody find their group. Lots of Romanians comes to this festival. So I'm friend on Live Connect with lots of Romanians. I don't know these people. Just they drink beer and I can see they smoke, but they want to be friend with me. Okay, no big deal, but just kind of connecting. And then also we provide their learning to play guitar. This person is used to be a blues and rock singer, and drug addiction, became Adventist, and he talks to people. He still sings blues. If you go to mytedmedia.org, you will hear his story, life story. But now he's helping people to be different. Then in some countries they do competition, so they announce on Live Connect, take the best picture and post competition best picture about perfect gift, and people were sending different pictures. And one hotel manager, I don't know, maybe this lady is a manager. Okay, they accepted Live Connect free. Can you imagine free hotel facilities for a final of this competition? And this picture won the prize, and this is the couple which took that picture. And this is how we promoted Live Connect. So Live Connect provides the competition about the best picture, about this, about that. And, hotel says, oh, Live Connect, fantastic. They don't know. If it's a church, then they're, okay. Live Connect is okay. So big promotion in hotel about Live Connect. And the price was 100 euros. Okay, 100 euros, we gave 100 euros. And people came in a good, big number. And also there are some Children's Day, huge Children's Day, but Live Connect is there not for children, because we are not for children, but parents are there, So parents came and we got registered people. is about what I said firstly, briefly about social media as a model. Okay, and now I share with you Live Connect, and now I'm going to focus on television aspect, how to use social media from television aspect. But is there any question that you have?
Are you going to develop an Android application sooner or later? Because
Okay.
I have found that it's not available yet.
So it's not Android sensitive.
Well, you can do it on the website, but still. Have you thought about
Are
it?
you talking about application, or you're talking about sensitivity to mobile? What did you ask?
Application.
Application.
Android
Ah, okay. Okay. Application. I talk about this long time, and as soon as I come to the point to do it, Live Connect, for example, is extremely complex website. It will cost us big money. And then I say, phew, I don't have that big money, like 30,000 pounds, euros, because it's a complex operation. I'm not knowledgeable to talk, but when I approach people, and then I was looking for some people in different countries, you know, cheaper, but still at the end of the day it was expensive, and then I was stuck. Still, you have to know, I'm doing all of this with a small group of people. I don't have a Facebook contingent. No, this is complex operation, and I have just one web developer who is monitoring and developing, just one person, and I have one designer because it's constantly, you know, one person marketing, and then different countries leaders. And leaders are not developing website; they are just helping network to be developed. So I'm very small. So when I come to the application side, I was stuck, and purely because of money. But if you have any solutions, any ideas, let me know. We work together.
Any resources?
Yes.
I have also a question exactly about this problem. We wish for our church to use the new media, but we not have the same opportunities like Facebook or Google. And for me, are you thought about the opportunity to manage this in this way to get also money with this stuff?
Okay. I was in Sweden about 2 weeks ago, and in hotel in the evening, I had a warm soup and rolls. It was snow. And while eating in the restaurant, I managed to connect with 3 individuals, and they asked me, "What do you do?" And I didn't say I'm pastor and priest, you know. I said I'm doing social media. And that's very popular. Really, social media? Yes, I'm in charge. What's the name? I said Live Connect. and then I brought from the room computer even. I talked about over 2 hours, and I played everything. And the question was, okay, are you doing well? How about money? You know, probably social media is money, not really. You know, maybe at the beginning they thought about helping people and friendship, but now it's money. It's not really. I said no. But who pays the bills? I say, you know, the role of this social media is to help people to be good, you know. But who pays the bills? Good people. So they didn't believe me that I'm making big money. If you have a big social media, you're making big money. No. This is just good people, and just to talk about a positive life and this stuff. And they were so impressed. At the end, I said, you know, that this is a church. And they sent me email. They went home, and I got email that evening. This is unbelievably good. This is never seen such that people are not just making money, but being positive and very positive. So, yes, I need advice, how and what, to overcome that problem, because I'm, as you know, in the church, and church has a cap. This is the limit. Even I use all my skills to find cheaper way to do it, but there is a limit.
Because there's also another opportunity what we can see. If we get money for also social media, we can reinvest this money in to getting bigger.
Yes.
Like Facebook. And if there's money, we're not talking about to be rich or something like that. We're not on Facebook. But we can invest, if you get money from social media, invest also in other projects who are in the real life.
Yes.
And this is the difference what we can make, and this is what I'm dreaming about, to make a connect between social media, I was yesterday already.
So
in a
talk to
workshop.
me afterwards
Yeah.
and give me a strategy. I'm okay.
Okay, but this is what I'm trying to make a connection between the real life and the social media,
Yes.
because this is our power what Facebook don't have.
Yes, I agree. It's like a ADRA. We have a network, and
Yeah.
we can make a reel.
Yeah, exactly.
Fantastic, I agree. But you see, I reached the maximum. Now I need a little bit bigger support to go over and go over further in the steps. Okay, some of you maybe wanted me to talk about how to use social media in your local church. The point is, you can use any way that you want. Usually people have on Facebook, but it has to be, the whole issue is you have to be active. If you open the page and you're not active, then there is no point. So don't be excited to open so many web pages. You know, church likes a web page for this and for that. If it's going to be static and no activities, no participation, nothing. The whole issue is about constant strategic thinking. I have one person responsible only for content, which means strategically thinking how to trick them to jump on the wagon. We call Friday strategy. On Friday we put something unique, unusual, and that is a boost. Why Friday? Because Friday is the beginning of the weekend. Usually Friday evening is the busiest time on social media. Probably Adventists are busy as well. And then it goes down, Saturday evening less, and Sunday almost very small activities. So we have a Friday strategy when we put some unique clips or comments or wisdom, you know, and then boost. I'm so pleased, you know, knowing that we are really small in church. In some countries, some of our articles, this is what I'm pushing now. We write short articles, 400 or 500 words. Adventists write, but not heavy church, but just nice, beautiful about the social issue. In one country, that article became popular among the secular media. The newspapers used our article. We had 150,000 people coming reading our article on website, plus to secular media. You will be shocked how we have gifted individuals, and that's the reason I need you, in different countries. They are so creative. I'm just enjoying now really and see how young people ideas how to boost. A Live Connect website is on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, Flirt. I don't know. I don't follow anymore. It's out of my control anymore. And they have all of these there and grabbed connections. So Facebook website Live Connect didn't become popular because of website, but using social media, particularly Facebook. Because when people click there and like and see, actually they're coming to our site. And then my idea is when they come to our site, they can wander even more and see something else. Good. Any question about social media, this? And then I'm moving to the television on social media. So please, when I finish now, please come to take the card Live Connect. Live Connect is .info. And to take my card so that we connect. And if you're enthusiastic about this, we can partner in some way and develop further. I don't have a languages of your division. That's another silly things, you know. But if I have someone who will do German or French or Romanian, I tried Romanian with a number of people. But if you want, please join me. This is not necessary to be approved by the union, you know. This is free. This is the place. We can open Romanian and we run.
And in Portugal?
We have a Portugal, but from Brazil. Novo Tempo use Novo Tempo, and I have a Portuguese, but you know what? I would be happy that we have from Europe, you know, Portuguese people who will push this. Because obviously different issues. It's the same language, but it's Latin America. So if you go there, you will see Portuguese. But if you join me, we can develop further from Europe. No. And so many French people wanted to have, but I don't have a... If you want, join me, and you can be the chief. And develop this in French. So no problem. Okay, no more questions. Let me share with you about television. So I realized we have a people reading posts, posting, commenting, dialogue, and then so what? What next, you know? And remember I had this point, meet people. That means I want them kind of to include, to be more closer, even digitally, but at least closer. And then I started streaming. I started streaming even 2013. Few weekends, 7 weekends I did. And I was shocked. Wow. You know, let me give you one example. I have a more. Albania country. Albania, we have a church there, 300 members, but most probably 150 coming to church because they have a problem that people just go out and they never, you know, go out meaning to different countries. But we have 2 or 3 people, like a Julian pastor and 2 or 3 crazy people, 4 or 5. Fantastic. They made this as a big. So we have 5,700, almost 6,000 followers in Albania. 6,000 people follow us all the time. This is my 178,000, you know, number. And actually this person, Angela, is from Albania. She is now in charge. Fantastic girl. Okay, you know, Muslims, they are soft, they are not strong, so that was easier. And we had a lot. So I decided to go with my team and cameras to Tirana, hotel, not a church, and we had a weekend program, streaming. We had an evening about 1,200, 300, 400, even 500 people watching us. And you have 150 members and maybe 30, 40 members watch us because they are not into this. Huge majority non-Adventists watching us from Hotel Tirana International, you know, ladies and gentlemen, and the host of the program, and you can see this on television. We have everything archived. Yolinda is the host, and Yolinda was on Big Brother. She was not Adventist at the time, so she's very popular. I remember once evening with Julian and the others, we went to a restaurant to eat, and everybody knows Yolinda. She was on television, and she's our host now of the program. And very skillfully, you know. And I was a speaker, they translated, but everything else. And my program is different, and I'll show you in a moment. It's absolutely dynamic, short segments, dynamic talking, participation, online people chatting. So it became boom, you know. So small languages, I realized, where church is so small, our church is few people there, boom. But now Romania, you have a big church, it could be even bigger, boom. So, or Germany or France, you know, big man. So you will see a little bit the segments of different programs now, just to get a feel. This is our idea.
Dobrodošli u program Connect to Escape.
Szeretettel köszöntöm Önöket a Connect to Escape stúdiójából.
Погребанаši от живот се оди по нагорна линија.
Connect to Escape. Dobrodošli u program Connect to Escape.
Drodzy Państwo, nasz program Connect to Escape
preaching there, you know. If we quote the Bible, we say the Bible says this, but not 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 23. People don't know. So we are very much, we have a faith in God and prayer, but it's not church channel, like Hope Channel and promoting, and then prophecy and all these heavy stuff. It's about life, exploring life together, issues. What about corruption? So we have a program about corruption, fitness, and different. And all of these are our people Adventists. Nobody's paid to this. We just pay the ticket to come and food, but nobody's paid, like a salary. These are totally one. I have a small group of paid people to help me to run this. And it's possible. And if you go to lctv.today, you will see English running all the time. The most important is that we have elements. In every program needs to be few elements. Talk, food, music, games, health tips, video clips, life story, ancient wisdom, which is the Bible, and invitation, and then benefits. What are the benefits if you forgive other people? So even the fitness program, you saw the fitness lady. She is a member of my church in St. Thomas in England. And I said, Liana, what are you doing for a living? She says, I'm a professional fitness coach. Very good. Come. We'll film you. She came to the studio, we'll film 12 programs, weekly programs, and she would always do the exercise, but at the end she would sit on the ball, you see the ball, and she would quote the Bible. There is a wisdom that I like to share, and she would share the Bible, but I'm not saying Romans chapter 5. I'm sharing the wisdom from the Bible. Fantastic. Wisdom relating to exercise. Fantastic. Beauty, quality. And that studio. And this is a simple production, but good stuff. No problem. We church, we have a gifted people. You're gifted. Let's use your skills and gifts for something which is extraordinary. In the church, we should go for quality. I'm so fed up that church is usually sloppy and disorganized. We should go for the best. Why Hollywood has the best and the other guys? We should have the best. You agree with this?
Amen.
Because our God gave this stuff. Not their God. These are my transitions throughout the program connected. These are transitions between the segments, And you see the style. I'm showing you the style of the design. This was my program, 2013, whole year. 7 weekends. I was 7 cities. Is there a hope for us? And you see the style. There is no horns and this stuff, scary. But tough issues, dealing with the tough issues. Look at the titles of my presentation. Is God doing his job? How to escape corruption? Struggle for survival. Should I forgive someone? The greatest social need. I studied a little bit through Google. What is the greatest social need? I thought they would say job, money, this stuff. No. Number 1, love. Love. People are fed up with the industrial love and paid love, and we need genuine love. Honestly, someone to love you when it's not easy to love. So I talk about love, and Bible is fantastic about love. You know what I told? I explained to them 4 Greek words about love. And agape love is you love even that person doesn't deserve. It doesn't mean that you are all the time and hugging, but you love like God loves us, and that's all at the end about God, But all of it is through biblical advice, how to love, how to forgive. Fantastic. People are so into this because we are talking good. We have a good stuff to share. But the problem is that we share either in a poor way, or language is not understood. So it's so heavy, so churchy, so outdated. Or we are not relevant. We are talking good stuff from the Bible, but they are not asking this question. So I always study what is the most important. Time is up, so I'm going to move further. You see the style? We have an accident and they are on the mobiles talking to God. God, are you doing your job? And that usually I start with this topic. Is God doing his job? Is God a good leader, and so we can re-elect him? It's like a politics. And people say, yes, yes. Why people are suffering? You know this question. I said, it's true. If you go to the Google, you will find website called God Index, and people are grading God. Sometimes he's up, sometimes he's down. And they say, okay. It's okay to question God. But before we question him, I would like to suggest to know him. If you question me, am I good or not? You better know me before you question me. All right? They said, yes, it's correct. And you know, I was presenting God's character, but not in a revelation and all this heavy stuff. You know how I presented God? Let me tell you the story. And I told them the story. And this is a story, briefly. Husband and wife, together for years, no children. They were praying. They were Christians. Praying. After 5 years, husband said, with them I was going slowly through this story, you know, and developing with you just briefly. Husband stopped praying because he said, let's adopt the child, you know. Mother continued, wife. 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, 9, 10, 11, and 12, and 13, and 14, and 15. Is it long? Yes, very long. After 15 years, this lady took 4 pieces of paper. You know, 4 pieces of paper. 4 possible answers. One answer is, you will have a baby. Second answer, you will not have a baby. Third, adopt child. Fourth, blank paper, don't go this quiet. She prayed once again and picked the paper, you will have a baby. She showed this to the husband, and the husband says, I believe God can do anything, but it's kind of 15 years. That year she got pregnant. And that year she was carrying the baby, and everybody was happy. And when the baby was born, actually before it was born, she said, if this is going to be boy, it's going to be a priest. So to tell everyone about God. So the baby was born, and it was boy. And then, now is the time to give a name. And they gave name to this boy, Miroslav. Miroslav, and that's me. So I have to be pastor without his skills. So, when I say this story, you know, people like this, you want to know more about this God? You see how I'm approaching. I'm not saying God is revealing himself to his word, the Holy Bible, through the nature in it. And this is a theory, you know. But when I say my story, that's it. People are crying. People say, oh, this is fantastic. This is not question, is there God or not? I'm here, okay? I'm standing here. This is not joke. 15 years, my mother had a problem with the womb, physical problem, physical. They cannot fix, nobody can fix. But my mother said, God created me, he can fix everything. She was so strong in prayer, strong. And I got on the scene, and she told me always, you're going to be pastor. I was growing up being totally lost to be pastor. I was shy. I was not talkative. I was always in the corner, you know, these kids, and then I was always in the end. She wanted me to be pastor, and I'm not qualified at all. Even I got sick, and I was in hospital and almost dying, you know. So Satan was not happy with me. And I was probably 4th grade, 5th, and I became talkative. And then later on leader in the big schools, and church helped me. I was on the stage all my life, you know. Like this. So if you have a goal in your life, if you're determined, God is going to give you gifts and equip you totally. But you know, we usually give up. We tried a few times and then we give up. And really knows me, I'm not giving up at all. It's just fighter. But not for my personal things, not for my pocket and my good life. As you said, you know, social media, and now I'm Mark and I'm rich man and everything. No, I'm just ordinary like you. Everything goes towards the ministry to talk about Jesus Christ, but in a good way, quality, not just sectarian way. That's my problem with the Christians, all Christians. This TV ministry and hallelujah and everything's fine. It's not fine, and you just believe in Jesus and Jesus loves you and everything's fine. It's not fine. You heard this morning. It's a suffering. How to go through this valley with a belief in Jesus Christ. So any place I go, you see how I'm talking. People just say, oh yes, okay. How, you know, it's totally different approach, and it has to be totally different approach on television. Television, when we say, let's now stream the worship so people can join us. Who is going to join us? Just the believers. We are watching ourselves. I know in Romania, I was in the studio there. There is a one program with me, interview with Adrian Bochanena interviewed me. So, fantastic, this is for our church. If you want to nurture members, that's okay. Sabbath school lesson, you know, and preaching and sermons, that's okay. We need that. If you want to reach people, you have to do differently. So next year I'm coming to France, North France, you know that. Already I'm booked for the next year, you see? Fantastic. I love gospel. It's so nice. It's like a dark chocolate with cherry. You like dark chocolate? Yeah. I like dark chocolate with cherry. Gives a little bit spin. And then I said, this is like a gospel, epic. But if you present gospel in a bad way, even though it's a gospel, people don't buy it. So you have to go in a delivery, language, relevance, style, quality, good. And can God use some guys who are simple? Yes, of course, God can do anything. But that should not be our rule. Our rule should be always the best. Okay, so this is the style. And you see, when I have a streaming, do you see how I'm sitting? Not I, but all of us, around the table. Why? Participation. Every program that I do, this program, Connect to Escape, I have 3 segments. One segment is, well, let's say topic is forgiveness. What people are saying on the street about forgiveness. And we play the clip and then we talk about them. Second segment is, what is your story about forgiveness? You say the story, then we discuss. And then third part is my presentation, 20 minutes, no longer seconds, just short. And then we talk. Between is music, games, quiz, little bit entertainment, food. People are sitting, people are just coming. Okay, even sometimes I use the chef to come in. And you know that people like food and chef and how it's done, and always talk around the table. And then at the same time, I have a moderators and they are in touch with the viewers and they chat and talk. While we are talking around the tables, they are talking to them over there. So the mics are off in the hall, but on with the moderator, so they can talk to them. Fantastic. These are transitions. So I would come now, and I'm ready. And Billy Cameron says, go. Good evening, blah, blah. See transitions. Transitions nice. So it's nicely done. So it's appealing. Stories. I already shared with you stories. You know that we have even celebrity. Celebrity, literal celebrity in one country. Big musician, Susie. You can go on and see her. She is now on the program. She says, I'm going to give up on all. I met her personally. I'm going to give up. This is just fluffy, sugary, big stuff, and at the end is nothing. I like Jesus now. Okay, she matured through this process. And now she's on the program Connect to Escape as a moderator. That local team, not me, they had a problem in the church. They said, oh, she's not Adventist. No. If anyone can say something good, be on the program. Nothing against, blasphemy against people or God or something. But you can have a different views. She is now on the program. Celebrity. One person, chef on national level, on the television. Somehow he watched us and he wrote to us. I'm this and that, and then are you new television channel in my country, and I would like to join you. Well, just came to us like this. So television or internet provides a big audience. You come out, you're not anymore in the church building, you're just connecting with people that you don't know, and they just write to you. In Lithuania, we had a program, and the lady, she is the part of the government department for youth, and she saw our program, so excited, and she wrote through the Youth Federation to advertise. That was the last year. Now last weekend it was Lithuanian program, and they asked her to come on our program. You see how it's going? It's just amazing. But I need your help for other languages. you see, then I have in the hall streaming live, or I have a situation in the studio. Studio is easier and cheaper because everything is there. And then few just pictures. These are moderators, and they have a good fun and a little bit joking and showing something and then talking to the people online. lctv.today.
Hello, I'm Dr. Chitty, and welcome to Life Colours, the program that helps to reverse, improve and prevent all the common lifestyle diseases.
I would like to invite you for a journey. Please join me as we are studying and as we go through the most interesting story in human history.
So we talk about Jesus, but you see the approach is different. This is youth issues. I don't have a clip, but just you can see. I think it's nicely done. It's very updated, modern, different issues.
Hi, I'm Leanna Kelly and welcome to Fit for Life. We are now in week 11 and we're kicking it off with Body Sculpt 3.
So my goal now is next one, to go onto the IPTV network. I already had the talks, and you know what? And now we're going to finish with this. Hallelujah. You know what? They told me, you are not going to pay any fee, free of charge. Why? Because you're not commercial television. You're not earning money. We are charity. So because you're charity, we are not charging you. But why they won't be? Because they know I have audience, so they will have some money as well. My viewers will also maybe go for something else and pay, subscribe. So they have an interest. We have a mutual interest. So the big, these networks in Europe are already, I had a talk and they're open. But I want a little bit more, probably it's going to be at the end of this year. I want to establish that it's a firm that is not, interruptions and all sorts of things. So IPTV, you know what is IPTV? It's a network, it's an internet television group, and there are different networks and they are connected, and people are subscribing there to watch, and that's how they get money. And we need to see, we are free at the moment, but if you're good in advice, let's develop something. So is there any brief question, comment? So you see how I'm using Live Connect as a web page, social media, and I have a television there. In a true sense, I have two websites. LCTV is separate, and Live Connect, but they are connected. People can go in. And we have our big space in hosting. Just technically to tell you, our C panel is just for us. We are not sharing with anyone. We have a 25 gigabyte bandwidth, so we can run millions of viewers. We are not in trouble. The studio has an optical connection, internet, so that is fiber, so there is no interruption when we run. We have a small studio with 4 camera sets. Everything is HD, but small cameras. These days we have you've seen it called lighting. So it's very simplified these days, the technology, but good quality. And I would like to encourage you to join me in this ministry. All right? Ready? Steady? Go. So please come forward if you want some of the cards or you have maybe a personal question. Thank you very much for coming. I'm back here at 4 o'clock if you want to repeat this, or maybe you can advertise to other friends to come. And just for information, I'm always doing differently, never the same.